Tuesday, June 14th, Joseph and Benjamin. Jacob could not easily allow the departure of Benjamin, his only son with Rachel, who remained with him. He was afraid that he would lose him as he already had lost Joseph. It was only when there was no more food and when Judah pledged to guarantee the return of Benjamin that Jacob finally consented to a second visit to Egypt and allowed Benjamin to go with his brothers. Read Genesis 43. What effect did Benjamin's presence have on the course of events? Benjamin's presence dominated the events. When all the brothers stand before Joseph, Benjamin is the only person whom Joseph sees. Benjamin is the only one who is called brother. While Benjamin is called by name, all the other brothers are not identified. They are simply referred to as men. Joseph calls Benjamin my son as a reassuring expression of special affection. Joseph's blessing refers to grace, reminiscent of his begging for grace, which was not forthcoming. Joseph returns to Benjamin the grace that he did not receive from his other brothers. While Joseph's brothers fear that they will be cast in prison because of the money that was returned, Joseph prepares a banquet for them because of Benjamin's presence. It is as if Benjamin has a redeeming effect on the whole situation. When all the brothers are seated according to their ages and respecting the rules of honor, it is Benjamin, the youngest, who is served 5 times more than all the other brothers. And yet, this favoritism does not bother them, unlike when Joseph was his father's favorite many years ago, which led to their terrible actions toward both their half-brother and their own father. From the book Patriarchs and Prophets, pages 228 and 229, it says, "By this token of favor to Benjamin, he hoped to ascertain if the youngest brother was regarded with the envy and hatred that had been manifested toward himself. Still supposing that Joseph did not understand their language, the brothers freely conversed with one another. Thus he had a good opportunity to learn their real feelings. Still, he desired to test them further, and before their departure he ordered that his own drinking cup of silver should be concealed in the sack of the youngest." And from the book Spiritual Gifts, Volume 3, pages 159 to 160, it says, "As Jacob's sons were about to leave him to go on their doubtful journey, their aged father arose, and while standing in their midst, raised his hands to heaven, and entreated the Lord to go with them, and pronounced upon them a gracious benediction. And God Almighty give you mercy before the man, that he may send away your brother and Benjamin. If I be bereaved of my children, I am bereaved." And the men took the present, and they took double money in their hand, and Benjamin, and rose up and went to Egypt, and stood before Joseph. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he could scarcely restrain his brotherly feelings of love. He gave direction to make preparation for his brethren to dine with him. When they were taken into Joseph's house, they were afraid that it was for the purpose of calling them to account because of the money found in their sacks, and they thought that it might have been intentionally placed there for the purpose of finding occasion against them to make them slaves, and that they were brought into the ruler's house to better accomplish this object. From the book Patriarchs and Prophets, page 717, it says, "The Bible has little to say in praise of men. Little space is given to recounting the virtues of even the best men who have ever lived. This silence is not without purpose. It is not without a lesson. All the good qualities that men possess are the gift of God. Their good deeds are performed by the grace of God through Jesus Christ. Since they all to God, the glory of whatever they are or do belongs to Him alone. They are but instruments in His hands. More than this, as all the lessons of the Bible history teach, it is a perilous thing to praise or exalt men. For if one comes to lose sight of his entire dependence on God and to trust to his own strength, he is sure to fall. Man is contending with foes who are stronger than he. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against wicked spirits in high places." Ephesians 6:12. It is impossible for us in our own strength to maintain the conflict, and whatever diverts the mind from God, whatever leads to self-exaltation or to self-dependence, is surely preparing the way for our overthrow. The tenor of the Bible is to inculcate distrust of human power and to encourage trust in divine power. God bless.